Oh boy, so many things to do. So I'm painting all the shutters in front of the house. Yeah, new ones are like $60 a pair, and gallon of paint wasn't nowhere near that. So I'm just gonna repaint them, taking them down. I'll advise that if you ever do pull these out, and they got this plastic plungers that go in the holes and hold to the house, get some new ones, because most of them are gonna break. Yep. So this is the first thing I'm doing, is putting a second coat of paint on these shutters. And we've got a lot of other things going on. And today there's some exciting news. Some things are really getting ready to happen around here, and they're really cool. Bug, she's laying down, she's chilling. Got me some tomatoes. Look, little cherry tomatoes. I got them for the wife. And I got some squash plants down there. But either way, I'm gonna put first the second coat of paint on these. Let them sit here in the sun and dry. Maybe get them up today because they are a little tacky. It takes a little while for them to actually dry. But this paint is actually made for vinyl shutters. And I was working around the front door, all the wood and trim, caulking and painting, getting ready to paint the front door as well. We're getting a deck put in out there. Got some things going on, so that's the first thing of today we're going to do. And I'm going to keep adding to it, this video, of the things I'm getting into and the reasons behind it as we go along. So if you look at the front of this house, it's an older house. I believe it was built in the 70s. But these shutters, look at these shutters. These shutters are faded, they're ugly, they need some work. And this whole front here, it's all getting tore out too, because we're getting a deck put up here in a couple weeks. It's going to be a 12 by 12. It's pretty much going to come to the edge of the shutter there, edge of the shutter over there. It's going to come out 12 foot. Steps are going to go down that line. So a lot of things are getting ready to change around here, so I got to dig all these hostas up and move them and some other things. But see the door? I just put the first coat on the door. I scraped the trim, caulked the trim, and I put some regular interior paint all over the front of it, white, because it's all I have right now at the moment. And it kind of works pretty good as a primer just as well. We're going to go today and get some exterior paint. But the only bad part about it is I don't want to buy a whole gallon for just this trim and around the window. But you see how I took it down here. I'm going to tear that screen out of there. I've got a couple screens I'm going to redo. But this is the one that's been redone. So this is the first ones I put up. And they're going to be black all along here. And the front door is going to be black. It's going to look really good. But that's only part of the stuff we got to do around here. You see all this. See where the dog's at? Bugga! Bugga! That's Bug. She's my baby. See all that mess right there? See to the edge of the driveway right here? The gravel? Yeah. I got to cut all that back. I got to cut it back because we have a carport coming in here in a couple weeks. It's 20 by 51. And I've got to have, they said you have to have 3 foot on both sides for them to work. So I'm going to cut that back to the edge of the gravel. And if I had to pull the carport this way some, it's okay. Yesterday we had the building moved. Whew, man. So that's what's on my agenda besides the fence I'm building down there. So I'm going to go down there and put up a couple sections of the fence today. It's not hot. It's nice and cool. The wind's blowing. Makes it a lot easier for old people to do hard work. So, just to show you a couple other things we got going on around here. Like I said, this deck is getting taken out. I got to move all these hostas as well. See these parts right here? That box and that box. That box and that box is going to the Sonoma. Upper and lower ball joints, inner and outer tie rods with the sleeves, and we got drag links, and we got the steering fix the steering bar as well. It's a little mushy. The truck's got 210,000 miles. The only reason I'm even going this far into the truck is because I plan to keep it. And the wife says if it ever blows up, if I ever blow up the 2.2, which just runs like a top, then I can put a small block Chevy in it. Yay me. As you see, I got the rear end back from the truck for the Chevy. It's ready to be put in. And I'm getting ready to do that soon too, but I got some honeydew list from the wife to get some things started. So when you got 50 things to do every day, you do a little bit, you do as far as you can do. So I told her I was going to do 2 shutters at a time. I got those 2 taken down. I put the second coat of paint on those 2 today, so they'll be ready to go in either later today or tomorrow. I've got all the white trim done. I've got first coat of black on the door. I'm not going to touch that until tomorrow. I'll do another one. Then after I put those 2 up, then I'll tear these 2 down, and I'm going to do them next. Every day I'm going to do something with that. Bug! Come on, Bug! Ran over my rose bush. Sorry. There's a couple other things, but I'm going to wait till I get to that to show you where I'm at with other things. Watermelons. Come on! Come on! She's so pretty. Come on, beautiful dog. We want to tear these windows out and put new windows in. That's another day. I've got a damn slaughter in there that needs to go on the back of the house. I haven't done it yet. I mean, Jim, how many things can I do at one time? I'm only one person. My wife, she's always rough running errands. We got to clean all that out. I got baby pigeons. Looks pretty good when it dries. Okay, it's pretty dry now. The sunlight that was out really helped. I might be able to put them up today. And then there's that. We'll get to that later. Whew, just had to move that sucker. This is the first installment of the Project Scamp. This is a fresh 30 over 440 motor that we are going to build and have put in that Scamp out there. There's another part to it. I haven't pulled it out yet, but it's really going to surprise you because you don't see them every day. And we like old school, so we're going to head old school. I had to move it in here, had it in the truck. I used my little tractor and a strap, carried it back into here to the shop, set it down. I just let it on the side, put it on my little dolly. I didn't think it was going to handle it, but it actually did. And I moved it into the shop. Now, yeah, I know I got my hands full with the square body, but this is the wife's little toy. This is what we're going to be working on. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You know, you got to make this thing fit. Those little scamps and darts didn't come with big blocks in them, so we're going to make it fit. I've seen plenty of them on YouTube. I knew a few people back in the day, friends of mine, well, John Finney, a lot of them boys used to have big blocks in their little darts and stuff, and they were a lot of fun. And that's where we're going. But the real kicker is the setup on this thing. Now, we have this one right here that we got Sunday. And this, like I said, this is a 440 board 30 over. It's been hot tanked and magnafluxed. It said it needs to be honed out. I can see that. It's been setting for a little while. It needs to be honed, and then we're either going to build it. If we keep this one the way it's going, we're going to build it into a 512 stroker. That'll be a lot of fun. You know, you could buy the kits right off Summit and everything else. We're going to have the machine shop put it all together for us. After they check everything, make sure everything's good. Install the freeze plugs and all that. Never been this far into a motor before. I put heads on motors. I put manifolds on motors. I've changed transmissions. I pulled motors. I've done all the crap myself, but this is a whole nother deal. This is something, it's going to be a little high performance. We're hoping to get into the 11s with this car and be able to street drive it. So there's another one a friend of mine has. It's a 500 CI 440 that's been built. All the good parts, and crank's getting done right now. There's a lot of stuff to it, and if the price is right, we're going to go ahead and buy that motor. Because for the price and what we'll already put into this, you know, it equals out pretty well. And even so, I'm going to build this. If we buy the other one, I'm going to still build this motor, and I'm going to find me another project, Dart, and I'm going to stuff it in that. Something like a Dart, or maybe even a really cool Dodge truck. That's what I need, is another pickup truck. I used to have one. I had an 88 short bed. It had a V6 in it. I yanked out, and I put a 318 in it. I axle flipped the rear end and put Dodge Van lower control arms in it and gave it more of a drop, plus cut the springs, and it was slammed pretty good. I wound up selling it to a boy in New Jersey. He came all the way from New Jersey. It was rust free. I had a lot of money and time in that truck, and I let it go too cheap. You live and you learn. Just like I had a nice 74 Scamp before and a Dodge Dart at the same time, and I sold those suckers too. I don't know why, but we're slowly regaining our projects. Like I said, the Sonoma's coming up. I'm looking at a set of spindles right now and drop blocks, and when I put the lower control arms and everything into the car or into the truck, you know, the ball joints, tie rods, and all this stuff, I'm going to go ahead and lower it down some and keep it stock looking. Factory wheels and all that, and it's just going to be lowered to about 2 inches. It's not much, just enough, right? Just enough. But wait for the surprise when I show you what we have to go with this motor that's going to make it so special and so unique. You're really going to like it. Okay, so what we're doing right now is a Pittsburgh from Harbor Freight engine hoist. It's a 1 ton. So the first thing I figured out that was really tough, the toughest thing about this so far since I just started, was putting these casters on this bar itself right here. You have to put these casters on. Is you put the bolt up under the caster and into the holes you're supplied. What the hey? And then you have to reach your hand all the way up in there and put the nut and the washer on there as well. It took me about 10 tries. It's kind of hard with that nut because you can't really hold it worth a crap to get it up in there to get it threaded. But I did. But we're going to start putting this thing together. We're going to see how it goes, if there's any tips I can give you, and we're going to tell you how it works. So let's stick with it. So while we're at it, another quick tip is, before you tighten these first two down, the ones that are further up in there, make sure you got at least one of these lined up with this other hole, because I had those two tight thinking the other two were going to line up, but there's so much play in there for adjusting, I guess, that I had to go back and loosen them up and then slide the whole mount around and then put the bolt in there to get it to hold. So I put both of them in there, started both of them. Now I'm going to take my 9/16 socket up under here, 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 and here, and my wrench on the inside and hold them so I can tighten them. So we won't make that mistake the next time. So if you watch this, you won't have to make the mistake at all. So here was the next two that I just painted yesterday. They're installed. I got those two and these two. And these two right here, I just took down. As you can see, like 1, 2, 3 of those tabs stayed intact. The other one's broke. So what I've learned that I had to do with these is you can only pull them so far, they won't come out. So I've been taking a drill and a drill bit about the same size. I just throw it up in there and drill them out. The plastic drills out real easy. Both sides. So far, that's summing up what I did yesterday. Like I said, all I did today was tear these down. I've got 4 more down through here. I'm going to take these back here. I'm going to take them back here. Come on, guys. I'm going to take them and my dog. Where my dog's at? Bugger! I think she's already back here. And clean them up, and then we're going to put a coat of paint on them. What are you doing, Bug? Yes, we are. And then we're going to start tackling that. That's today. That's today's job. So let's get these over here. Get them laid out. Get them laid out. Pull the other plungers out. And we'll get started. And then there's this. Whew. If you see the edge of the gravel, I gotta come all the way across there to the end of the building and cut back. I gotta go all along the fence line and cut that stuff back because the building is 51 foot long that way, 20 foot long this way. So they said you had to have 20 foot, you have to have 3 foot on both sides for them to work. So I measured it from the edge of the gravel out here to the edge of this, just like this corner right here, and that was 24 foot. So I'm going to say wherever they need to put it to get their 3 foot. Still going to give me plenty of room to get down my little driveway, to get down my backyard where I do all my stuff. That's right. So this little John Deere 1023E is really kicking butt. I'm going to scrape this a little bit more, pull this junk out, and then I'm going to get back in there with the chainsaw and cut a lot of those trees back as far as I got to go. Yes, I am. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. All right. Hello, everybody. It's another day. I'm going to do this video here. I'm going to add it to my other videos that I have, and it's Friday. So we're out already cutting trees down. Got some work being done at the house today. They haven't showed up yet, but they're on their way. And I've been cutting trees. I've been cutting bushes, trying to get everything that's hanging down over top our driveway, parking lot / place we put our rods. Had to go get my cutters. I have a chainsaw, but that's for the bigger stuff. Pete, I found a shady spot to stand. I'm gonna get up on that ladder, cut those 2 lower branches off right there. And I'm gonna trim this stuff. Actually, about where I want it. I'll probably trim a little bit up down the edges. So the building we're having put in today is gonna start here, across this way, and go that way. I'm bringing it over here as far as I can. We don't have a whole bunch of dead space along the side right here. But I got gravel. I got the old John Deere putting in some work today. Damn steel chainsaws are badass. Like I said, it's Friday. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. Y'all do what you gotta do. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. See you soon.